How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Going to do a quick tutorial installation guide for Visceral Skyrim. This is the day a lot of people have been waiting for. The people that watch my videos, which I know is not that many, but the ones that are commenting, asking when this video or when this mod list is going to be out. Now's your chance to beta test it. It's open. It's not hard to do. It's completely free. I'll never gatekeep mods or a mod list. I made this Discord server about a week ago, and my main goal is to bug smash and to fix any kind of issues with it. It being the list before we go completely public. So I'm going to take you through a little bit of what the Discord has to offer. This video will go right, a link to this video will go right here at the download and install tutorial video. And this will be kind of like your guide. I was going to do a README, and I may still at some point, but I know I do better with visual aid and with a video to watch and kind of follow. So I assume most people will do well as well. So this is where you'll see that video. If you're watching this, you already know. But just as a reference to go back to in case something happens and it doesn't work properly for you, this is where you'll find that. It'll be under instructions and tutorials. If you are watching this video, I am assuming that you already have access to the Discord and you are in here at this point. This is the Wabajak file. It's right here. It's called visceralskyrim.wabajak. It's there's a Google Drive document right here that you can access. It's easy. Just like that. It's about 40 gigs, 44 gigabytes, and I'm going to try to lower that in the future, but for right now, it is kind of a hefty file. Not a whole lot I can do about it at the moment. We'll see what we can do to fix that in the future. I think I can fix that. But at the moment, that's just kind of what we're dealing with right now. This is a link to wabajak.org. You're going to need to go to this link right here, and we will, actually, I think I already have it up. Wabajak.org. This is your kind of main client. You'll download this. I don't think it's very, well, let's see. It is 117 megabytes, the EXE is. You will not be able to run this EXE from the downloads folder, so my advice is to download this and then move the EXE into a folder called Wabajak or MODLIST. I'll go through that in just a second. Actually, I can go right here. Let's see. See, I've got mine set up to where it's 2 megabytes here, or 2 terabyte drive here. Mod list, there's the Wabajak file. It's actually in the mod list itself. But then I also have a Wabajak folder itself that I keep Wabajaks in. But you could use this folder to keep your mod list in as well, just to kind of keep everything neat. But my advice would be to create a new folder and name it mod list in here, or Visceral Skyrim or something. But we'll get into that in just a second. So you've downloaded Wabajak, and you're thinking, what is the next step? Well, I'm about to tell you. So you'll download this Wabajak file, the Visceral Skyrim.wabajak, blah, 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 blah. It'll download. Like I said, it's 44 gigs. I'm going to probably try to cut that in about half in the future. But for right now, just for the beta testing, this is what we're dealing with. So not going to go into all the details as to why it's that big right now, but just trust me, it will be smaller in the future. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and just open up Wabajak here. Can't start at the root of it. Yeah, of course. My bad. I should have known. I just told you guys it can't start at the root of a drive, so let's go to Wabajack. We'll open this up. Let's see here. Okay. So this is what we're looking at. Welcome to Wabajack. In my situation, like normally, and you could do this for any other mod list, but normally you would just go to Browse List, you'd hit Skyrim Special Edition. It's going to pop all of these up. For some reason, it's being really slow right now. But you've got all of these lists to choose from, and there's a bunch of good ones. I'll tell you a couple of my favorites. Lorem is a big inspiration for this. Lorem is my inspiration for making my list. It has a lot of the same stuff that Lorem does in it, but I would say my list is a little bit more stripped down, and it's a little bit more controller friendly. I'll put it that way. But Biggie's list, impeccable, was my motivation to make a Requiem list. Another list that I would recommend is another list by Biggie and Ghoulified, which is NGVO, which is Next Gen Visual Overhaul, which overhauls everything visually with the game and is the basis for a lot of mod lists. It was at one point the base for Visceral Skyrim, but as the time went on, I changed so many different things that I ended up scrapping that entirely, and I just started from the ground up. But at one point, Visceral Skyrim had NGVO as a base. That's been a while, and y'all never knew it to have that. But at the very beginning, it started with this. So those are some recommendations if you don't want to download Visceral Skyrim and try it. But I'm assuming you do, and that's why you're here. So for my list, you would go to Browse List, and at the top right-hand corner, it's Install from Disk. You click on that, and then from there, you just want to go to where your visceralskyrim.wabajack file has been saved. If you downloaded it and you kept it in your downloads folder, that's fine. Not the end of the world. You want to click on it, you open it, and you'll be greeted with this screen right here. And it'll ask you, you won't have this part right here. You'll just have the installation location. It'll ask you to select a folder where the list will be installed. You'll click in here. And this is where I said maybe you want to make a list that says or make a folder that says mod list in the root of a drive, and then make another folder inside of it that might say Visceral Skyrim. You'd click that, you'd select that folder. I'm not going to do that since I've already got, obviously, my own mod list on my computer, and then it will generate a downloads folder right off the bat, so you won't have to do that. There is one other thing that I want to mention. We're done with Wabajack. You'll just hit install after that, and it should work smoothly. If there is any issues, there is a Wabajack issues support channel. You can go there, as well as a Requiem and gameplay help, and a bug smashing and a textures issue as well. If none of that suffices, shoot me a message in here, and I might be able to help you. I can't guarantee that I'll respond too quickly, so you might want to put it in the Wabajack issues channel, and then we can go from there. But I digress. So one thing I do really want to stress, and I'm just going to click into this for the moment. This is a Skyrim Anniversary Edition mod list. You do need the Anniversary Edition of Skyrim. Special Edition by itself, it won't work. You need Skyrim Anniversary Edition for this. You need all of the Creation Club content download. So when you first launch Skyrim, you are going to want to, and I don't think I can actually show that. Well, maybe I can, but no, I don't really think I can. But you're going to want to launch Skyrim from Steam like you normally would. So let's just open up Steam. Yeah. It tries to sell me on the Sims all the time. So we go up here, Skyrim Special Edition. You will hit this button right here, which is just hit the play button, and then it will launch you into Skyrim Anniversary Edition if you have the Anniversary Edition itself. And you'll want to download everything. Just hit it'll give you a little pop-up that says thanks for downloading Anniversary Edition, blah, 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 blah. And then you'll just hit the download button and you'll let everything download. The one other thing that I want to mention is, I should have just kept this up, you also are going to need Skyrim Special Edition Creation Kit. It's free. Download it, launch it. Download, install, launch. You don't have to do anything in Creation Kit, so don't let that scare you. But you need to download it, you need to install it, and you do need to launch it one time. Once it launches, once it's launched completely and everything's up, you can exit out of it and never touch Creation Kit again if you don't want to. By all means. Leave that up to me if you would like, because I use Creation Kit more than I'd like to admit. So, anyway, with that being said, you should be to the point where you're downloading Visceral Skyrim and you're installing. There is one little thing that could happen, and I want to mention it in this video, that way I get it out of the way. In the miscellaneous downloads section of downloads in the Visceral Skyrim Discord, you will find this right here. There is a decent chance that Wabbajack may fail to download this ini file properly. You get an error while downloading that reports this file missing. Simply place this file in your Skyrim Special Edition directory. I keep saying Special Edition because technically it is Special Edition with the Anniversary Edition upgrade. So if I say Special Edition, just know that it is not a Special Edition mod list. It is an Anniversary Edition mod list. You need all of the stuff. Okay. So Skyrim Special Edition directory located wherever you have your Steam library stored. This is just a Creation Kit prefs ini. It's not really the end of the world. But for now, you have to have it or it won't download the Wabbajack properly. It won't actually download the list. So there may be a chance that this is completely irrelevant and you don't actually need this and it works properly right out the gate because you did all the other steps properly. But let's say for some reason it asks you for this file. Just download it. It's 12 kilobytes. I promise you it's not a virus. Go over to wherever your Steam library is located. You'll be looking for Steam library, Steam apps, common, Skyrim Special Edition, and just throw it right in here. There it is. Right there. See? Right there. Throw it in here. And it'll ask you to overwrite most likely. Just do it. It'll be all right. Not the end of the world. Okay. Since all of that is out of the way, and we're to this point, and we're installing, and we're to the point where it's pretty much done, and you're wondering, what do I do now? First of all, you can delete the downloads, this right here, this folder that it's going to create where it stores all the downloads while it's using them to install. You can delete that and it'll save you about 150 some odd gigabytes. I would recommend that. This list is very big. It's over 300 gigabytes just in mods alone. I probably should have mentioned that. You're going to need a good, I'm going to go ahead and say about 500 gigabytes total space to start with. That's going to scare some people off. I'm sorry. But to download and install this, you will need about 500. I think it's a little over 500 gigabytes. But you can save 150 of it afterwards by just deleting the downloads folder. If you have the extra space, if you keep the downloads folder, every update that I do from here on out, you will just have to download the new Wabbajack file, and it'll be a whole lot quicker. You won't have to download every other download from Nexus. That's the other thing about this, and maybe I should have mentioned this at the beginning too. I've been just kind of rambling. You're probably going to want a Nexus Premium account for this, because Nexus Premium will allow you to just click the install button, and then it will just install everything for you. And you'll also have to log in right here to Nexus Mods. You also may need to log into Mega as well, but it's free, so not a big deal. Nexus Mods, you want to log in, like I said, and you'll also like I mentioned already, you're gonna want a Nexus Premium account, because if you don't, you will have to click through about 2,000 downloads. So unless you want to do that, just pay the $8.99 one time, and then you're good. All right. Enough of that. If you have any more questions, just put it in the Discord. We're going to return in just a second, and I'm going to be in Visceral Skyrim, and I'm going to give you a rundown of some things that you may want to do when you're starting a new playthrough. I'll see you then. I just realized that there is a solid chance that some people downloading this will have never seen Mod Organizer 2 before. So maybe I should explain how this actually works. Whenever you download a mod list, you're actually downloading a lot of things, but the main thing you're downloading is MO2 with a mod list packaged inside of it. You're going to have an exe inside your Visceral Skyrim mod, wherever you installed Visceral Skyrim. So if you put it, like I said earlier, in a folder called MODLIST, and then you downloaded it to that, in that you will have an exe called modorganizer.exe. This is the exe that you will want to launch every single time you play Visceral Skyrim. If you want to use my mod list, this is the one. Okay, so when you double click this and you open all this up, this is what you're going to see. If you've never used MO2 before, this is going to look scary. If you've played a mod list before, ignore me. I'm talking to the people who are brand new. If you've played MODLIST, you know exactly what I'm going for here, and you're probably just going to skip ahead a lot, which is fine. I would too. But for the ones that are uninitiated to the Wabbajack community, I would say, this is a lot. It's really overwhelming. Just don't pay attention to any of this. Also, if you add mods to this list, it will most likely end up down here in unsorted. I will not support you if you adjust the list. I cannot stress this enough. If you add mods to this list and then you come into the support channels on some nonsense about how, oh, my stuff doesn't work or this is messed up, the very first thing I'm going to ask is, did you add any mods? And if the answer is yes, I can't help you, because there's so many different things that could happen. My advice, if you add mods, I would add mods that don't have plugins. And I'll just leave it at that. You're on your own if you add mods to the list. If you don't add mods to the list and you have a problem with the base list with no mods added, I'll be glad to help you, because it's my list, and I feel like it's my responsibility to make it the best it can possibly be. All right. Now that that's out of the way, hit the run button. It'll say Visceral Skyrim right here. It may have this nice, cool little icon. It may not. I don't really know. The last time I tried to do this, the icon didn't save, so maybe it won't have this nice little icon. We'll find out, I suppose. Click Visceral Skyrim, hit the run button. It's going to take a while, guys. This part right here, gonna take a while. It will also probably ask you to open Steam. You're gonna want to do that. It'll prompt you. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. it'll do a whole lot of things. I'll come back to this whenever we are to the homepage. Okay, once you sit through approximately 6 to 7 minutes of load time, guys, that's just kind of normal with heavily modded setups. The ones that have downloaded MODLIST know how it goes. You'll be greeted with this new fancy start menu. A little bit more basic than the one I've had in the past. But let's start a new game, shall we? Just to kind of show you guys a quick start guide. And I will make a video on... I will make a quick start guide for Visceral Skyrim and some tips and tricks. I will do a video. Ignore the extreme white that comes up. It's just part of Pycho EMB. It goes away. So anyway, I have some presets in here. They're all female. I don't really do male characters very much. Just not a fan. I myself am a male. Why would I want to look at a male? So let's just be female Nord to start with. It's typically my go-to. You've got your very typical race menu. This gives you some, yeah. The one thing I will say, and I'll probably fix this in the future, you don't get to see what your you don't get to see what the actual buff is. You have to read this to know, but for each race, but it's self-explanatory, guys. Also, this is a safe for work mod list. So if that disappoints some people, I'm sorry, but it just is what it is. We will rock with this. We'll just have her be named Prisoner. So once you do all of this, very first thing you're going to see is this. I suggest you let everything do its thing because it's going to run a bunch of stuff by you. Welcome to Shadow of Skyrim. This is the Death Alternative mod. One of the very important things here is that you'll have to enable this manually. I would recommend that you wait until everything else finishes before you go into Shadow of Skyrim. Another thing, it says Skyrim's first quest, Unbound, must be completed before the mod will take effect. The issue with this is that we use an alternate start called alternate perspective. It's easy. You go into developer settings of Shadow of Skyrim and you enable alternate start compatibility. We will get there. Blah, 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 blah. Can't find violins. You can try again. It's there. And then this will come up. It'll say it can't find the menu item. That's fine. It's still running in the background. You can see MCM recorder. There it goes. It's done. Now, it's kind of a glitch here. Stone of the Warrior and Stone of the Thief, they both don't have their description. Sorry, guys. I'll try to fix it in the future. At the moment, I believe... I don't want to lie to you on that. I'm not exactly sure the exact thing that these do, but I'm pretty sure Thief gives you more stamina, Warrior gives you more health. Pretty positive of that. Mage, additional magicka. Apprentice, blah, blah, blah. This is Sky Signs. I'll scroll through these. You can pause on whichever one. I'm not doing a quick start video for this. I'm just kind of getting you going. So you can read this, pick the one that you want. I'll tell you this, quick tip, Stone of the Lady, overpowered. This is the main overhaul of the mod list. This is Requiem. You can read this for the lore purposes, or you can just finish the Requiem installation. You'll have to do that eventually anyway. Another menu will pop up. This is all going to auto-run. This is Biggie Traits. This is a really cool mod. I would suggest taking at least one trait, maybe two. I'm not going to go through all of these traits here, but they do have a purpose. I will tell you this. Gambler, most overpowered one. That's the tip I'll give you. There's a ton of these. Look through them. We'll go with Lone Wolf for this video, and we'll go with Gambler because it's overpowered. I've gotten to where I don't even take Gambler because of how overpowered it is. Okay. I don't think we're going to have another pop-up. So, at this point, hit start, go down to mod configuration. Scroll all the way down. There's two things you're really going to want to do. First one, go to Requiem. Go to combat. Go to no non-hostile bull rush trample. You're going to click that. Go to atmosphere. Go to, and this is if you want to use fast travel. You don't have to do this. You can go without fast travel if you want. I'm going to tell you what I do. I typically like my fast travel. Fast travel also, if you choose to not play with fast travel, you can still fast travel, but you will have to have a travel pack. You can find them at inns and other stores. The one thing I would heavily recommend is poisons without visual effects. I think this one is a 100% necessity. Absolutely believe that you should click this. I'm just saying. All the other ones, personal preference, but I don't mess with any of the other stuff there in Requiem. So that's done. You also need to go down to Shadow of Skyrim. Big one. Enable this. It'll take you out. It'll say it's initialized. Great. Here's what I would do. My personal setup for Requiem. If you're not playing Requiem, do it however you want. Do it however you want, even if you are playing with Requiem. One of the things, this is just me. The Nemesis system in this can be really brutal since you're already playing with Requiem. So there's a couple things I do. I disable health, stamina, and magicka stat boost. I leave all the other stuff. That's cool. I do actually nerf this. I put this at 101 to make it to where you don't get a reward buff unless the enemy that is your nemesis is above your level, because otherwise this can be quite busted for you and not against you. Physical size boost, I also disable this. I don't like the fact that it makes it bigger. It's just not cool. I would also say you can leave that at 10 if you want. Defeat, this is personal preference, but I don't like the fact that there's 100% chance to drop equipped gear every time. So I typically change this. Another thing, this just gets kind of annoying after a while, and it creates. You can change this to however you want, personal preference. You can set it to 0 to disable it if you want. I kind of tinker with this a little bit. I think weapon I do 25, shield 25, helmet. I think with the armor, I just turn the armor all the way off, because like in Requiem, good chance you're not carrying around a second set of armor. So I just put this at 0. And rings and ambulance, all that stuff. I put that at 0. Minimum inventory drop. This stuff, 0, and then max inventory, I typically like to keep at about 20 or maybe even 25. Minimum gold drop, 0 and then 25. This is the big one. Developer, enter developer mode. You do want alternate start compatibility. You have to have that. All the other stuff I leave alone there. Respawn, you definitely want you definitely want this ticked. And then I leave respawn location on situational because I think it's pretty cool. Sometimes it gives you quite cool locations where you revive at. Set how much health you'll respawn with. I put this at 1,000 or at 100% because come on. Warn and autosave. This one is the one that I show notification autosave when entering locations where respawning is disabled. When defeated in one of these locations, you'll die and exit to the main menu. The one thing I will say about this is I don't like autosaving at all, so I don't tick this. I turn this off. One recommendation I would make at all times, guys, just save a lot and you can thank me later. So that's all of the stuff that you need to do in the MCMs. You don't need to do anything else. Everything else should be good. There is one other thing, but you can kind of cheat if you want. If you want to take all the goodies in the strong box and you want to take the pears and the green apples and the bread and the roasted salmon fillet and all of the stuff in, well, you're not going to be able to fit all the stuff in there. If you want to get your armor from the wardrobe and you want to get your weapon from the chest and you want to take all these spell tomes, you can do that. To get out of here, you either just open this door and you'll walk right into the inn in Helgen, or you can pick one of the many alternate starts. There's all kinds, and most of them work right off the bat. I will say I've had some issues with a couple of them. If you have any issues with alternate starts, let me know. I've had a few issues. I know for a fact Save by Vigilance, this one causes a CTD for me sometimes, which is a crash for those uninitiated. But anyway, like I said, there is one other thing if you don't want to cheat and just take all this stuff. And we're not going to do that. We're just going to open this door and walk out. I said I wasn't going to do a quick start guide, and I'm not. But just let this be like the first step, I guess. So there's our character in our no clothes. This is the last little tidbit I'll give you. Let's save right here. Go into your MCM. And this triggers automatically at the end of the Helgen keep after you finish Unbound, which is like the very first thing that you would normally do in the base game. This will trigger on its own, but to get it to trigger before, you actually have to hit mod debug. It's starting choices. It'll give you an it'll give you a menu with a bunch of starting gear choices. Mod debug, back out, and then all you want to do from here is hit the tilde key to bring up the console, and then exit out of the console. Screen will go dark. You'll have this. Keep in mind that you do want to choose your starting gear here. If you do it in the room, you can do it in the room before that we were just in before you exit as well. But like I said, it's kind of cheating because then you get to take all that other stuff too. It's whatever. If you want to do it, by all means, do it. That's fine. You can also reject the entity if you don't want to take anything, but I don't really see the point in that. I will say this. Once you finish the first part of the first quest, which is Unbound, where you go through the Helgen Keep after Alduin destroys Helgen. Once you do that, it will pop this screen up again, and you're going to want to hit reject the entity that time, obviously, because you've already chose your starting gear probably well before you did that. So anyway, let's choose our gear. And you'll have this list here, and you can go through it and pick whatever you want. You got 45 tokens. It'll tell you in the bottom left-hand corner how many tokens it will take to have certain things. Let's just go with a We'll be kind of basic to start with. Let's go steel mace. Let's go... That'll be the only weapon we'll have. And we'll go with a... We'll go... Let's see... Let's do a fur set and a hide shield. So we've got our armor, which was all fur, and we've got our hide shield, and we've got our mace, and that's what we're going to rock with. We can also take maybe a medium mail. So now we have 15 left. My suggestion, you can find mead and wine all over the place. You're going to want that. My suggestion from here, just take health potions. I would say get several potions of Restore Health Faint. And then maybe a Cure Disease potion just in case. I'm sure your character will respawn. She'll be naked. Or he'll be naked, whatever. Put clothes... You can favorite some stuff if you want. There you go. One other thing. By default, the key to hide helmet is the down arrow on the keyboard twice. And it'll hide the helmet. Technically, the character is still wearing the helmet, but it will hide it from visible sight. Let's go out here in Skyrim. There's one other thing that you guys need to know before I let you go from this instruction, or in this tutorial video of sorts. Just one other thing, and then this long video can end. You feel free to come back to it if you need it. You come out in Helgen. Obviously, you see that Alduin has not destroyed the city. You'll get this pop-up. It's religion. This mod list uses a mod called Winter Sun in conjunction with Requiem. It works really well together. It's the best religion overhaul, in my opinion, that works with Requiem. You could make an argument that Gods and Worship is a better religion overhaul, but I don't. It's hard to patch for Requiem 6.0, that is. So anyway, I use Winter Sun. Each race will have deities connected to it. So depending on which race you choose, you'll have different deities. Not knowing what those deities that you can worship are is part of it. One other thing I'll mention is you're only going to get the base, I think it's 9. You'll have the base 9 here at the beginning that you can worship. You can find other Aedra and Daedra to worship in the game, but these are just the starting ones. Since we're a Nord, we'll do Talos, but you'll click on one, we'll say Talos for example, it'll tell you as a follower what your base is going to be, improved attacks and shouts against enemies, and especially elves. Tenets are bring the Civil War to a conclusion, learn the Dragon Tongue, absorb dragon souls, slay elves in the Thalmor, never openly break the laws of Skyrim. There you go. You'll get a new ability called Meditate. It will be in your magic. Right down here, it's a pray ability. I favorited it. I have the favorite wheeler. Instead of using basic wheeler, I have my favorites as in a wheeler menu, which I think is really cool. You equip Meditate. You hit the shout button. There you go. You pray to Talos. All right, guys. I hope this little introduction has been useful to you. I will do a quick start guide for those interested as well. But for now, this is as far as we're going to go. And I hope you enjoyed the list. If you have any issues, please feel free to put it in the support section of the Discord for the mod list. And yeah, hope this works out really well for you guys. And thanks for watching the videos on YouTube as always.